Well, my guest on the show is someone who has tracked over 30 budget speeches. I have tracked over 20 budget speeches with him. I don't know about Aisha.
15.
Little less than that.
We're not revealing ages here.
We can pretty much gauge if there's a trend here.
So this is your 35th budget speech?
Must be something like that, 35 plus.
Last count.
Wow.
Has it changed according to you over the years? Has it drastically changed?
I think the information flow is different. You know, when you used to do in 85, you were struggling where is the television, whether it is working or not, look at the antenna. I mean, those kind of troubles were there.
And now there's a
Today
tablet.
it's smooth, absolutely is coming to you, you know. And even the finance ministers have a much better data set.
Yeah.
And presentation is far more smooth, data flows. Earlier, budget papers used to come in the middle of the night. You know, you used to pay 10,000 bucks and actual physical copy used to come 12 in the night. So we used to start reading at middle of the night.
Wow.
And then by morning, by chance, we are ready. Now, as the budget speech is coming, it's all getting flashed all over the world. It's very different thing. So you'll get a lot of analytical stuff, if at all there is one, literally on the spot.
So today you think it will be more of a vision statement?
That's
And
what PM has indicated. I mean, so far our information is that much only. But I think, see, budget is what? Budget is a income expenditure account of government. How the revenue will be mobilized by government.
Report card.
Not report card, actually accounts. Yeah. It's like a 31st March for any company. So this is the 31st March of the year end of government. And government is forecasting. It is not allowed for the companies. But not only it says the revised budget, how we have done in 23-24, it will also say our intention is to, we expect 24-25 will flow like this if there is no COVID. So
it is like the annual report and the report card.
Annual report
released on the same day.
Yeah.
And guidance.
And guidance.
Guidance. So actually, the guys who understand budget making process and those who are macro economists and all, they'll be able to understand basically how government is going to spend in next 12 months. How railways will get, how much railways will get, how much tourism will get, how much for other capex like road and all. So all those allocations will be there. Because this government most likely is going to continue for the rest of the term. So there is no point in making one number today and after 4 months again revise the number. So I think you are going to get full-fledged budget today. Only some portion of speeches which are not allowed to be done, like some tax changes or something, some minor stuff. In any case, with GST, there is no indirect tax problems. It's only about direct taxes. So in direct taxes also nowadays there are not many changes. Yeah. So I think for very little will be left meaningfully the real budget. Bulk of the stuff will come, accounts will come, and he has also said it will be Disha Nirdeshak budget. So what all they want to do if they come back will also be there. So market doesn't want anything more than that. So it will be a lot of fun.
What could be the surprise? I don't see anybody talking about tourism for that matter. I don't see anybody talking about energy transition. A lot of reports which we've read, they're only focused about capital expenditure, road, railways, energy transition, manufacturing.
No, nowadays railway budget is also part of the general budget.
Yeah.
So railway budget, how exactly railways have done in terms of their operating ratios and how exactly the capex will build up. Because last year railway has been one of the large driver of capex. So like 2.5 lakh crores they proposed last year. Will they take it further up, say to 4 lakh crores or something like that? Because you can dump a lot of money and it generates a lot of excitement in terms of aggregates, the contracting companies. So market is very, and right now the shape in which market is looking for just an indication. एक निर्देश ही चाहिए बस.
But that is something that the market has priced in, right? When it comes to railways.
I don't know how much is priced in this market, but I'm just saying that what the budget will show. And then after that, you have to interpret what, if it is there in the price or it is surprise to you.
Speaking of priced into the market, do you think that even that government continuity and all of it seems to be priced into the market?
I think so. If on the floor of Parliament, if PM is saying that he expects to be running for the third term, what more is left to be said? I mean, you know, even the speculation market, I mean, the even money is about 325 seats for BJP. So I think there is nothing to say that
it won't
yeah,
happen.
but it's 99.9% types, you know, 0.01% in democracy, and a lot of things can happen in next 3-4 months. So that option, so particularly foreigners, Indians, I think they are all in the bus. Foreigners will have their own kind of interpretation.
चलो भाई गेम खेलते हैं.
Yeah.
बचपन में used to call this as खुल जा सिम सिम. What is that first thing that comes to your mind when I say खुल जा सिम सिम?
कुछ जादुई पिटारा खुलने वाला
जादुई पिटारा खुलने वाला, तुम सुबह से काफ़ी पिटारे खुल चुके हैं तो और खोलते हैं. Let's first recap all the जादुई पिटारास what we've opened, and I'll be very quick here. Madhusudan Kela, Vijay Kedia, these are the जादुई पिटारा of Madhusudan Kela. He opened it for us. Shilpa Medicare, Jubilant Pharnova, Pranjo, what is he opening? Ravi Dharmashi, what is he opening? That's Pranjo for you. ONGC, Piramal Pharma, Vijay Kedia, what is he looking at? You just saw him in the morning. This is like the real Khulja Simsim, if you ask me. OMCs, Patel Engineering, and Atul Auto. Now let's open the Jaudi Patara of Mr. Raamdeo Agrawal. क्या आएगा सर? क्या आएगा इस जाउदी पिटारे में?
आप देखिए क्या capital market financials, that's it, capital market stocks.
Capital market stocks. So that is Raamdeo Agrawal's Khulja Simsim. Capital market and capital market related financial stocks. Can you explain this for our viewers?
Yeah, so this is not a very organized, there's no ETF also on this. This is a slightly ignored category. It was always there, we made our career in here, but this includes exchanges. So mother of all the exchanges, NSE is not listed. So exchanges, all kinds of exchanges. Your then comes the asset management companies, then comes the wealth management companies, depositories, a whole lot of other participants. So whosoever is there in the, so basically the beauty of this is that you are getting unprecedented flow of clients. In 75 years you got 40 million. In next 10 years you will get 400 million customers. Every month we are getting 4 million. So this is unprecedented kind of influx, expansion of the market. So all these companies, they are going to have great time. So one is that. Second is that economy is also doing very well. So that is supported by the corporate earnings growth. That you will see as it pans out, whether I think this quarter is about 17-18%. So if we keep a pace of 17-18% and there is no re-rating, I think markets will keep giving say 15-17%, and that is good enough to keep the crowd excited, because the other alternative is just about 5-6% of the fixed income.
But is the crowd of the foreign institutional investors, do we need to keep them excited, or will the domestic
Don't have to bother
investors
about
do
them.
all the
No,
work?
see, first thing is you can't do anything specifically for foreigners. They have a lot of options to go to China or some other place, lose money, gain money. Our retail or our guys, they are going to be stuck in India. So I can predict what Indians will do. I can't predict what foreigners will do. But finally, foreigners also have, they cannot, see, India is going to become in next 4 years $8 to $9 trillion market cap economy, which is where China is today. So I can, if the China doesn't move up, we might be in 4 to 5 years overtake China in terms of market cap in a healthy way. Okay, so this is a very significant development. I don't know how exactly it works out in macroeconomics, how governments can use it, because the market rate doesn't belong to government, it belongs to you and me. So, but it has economic effect. There is a wealth effect. The economy is driven by the wealth effect. So there is a huge impact. It's not just an isolated number. So, but I am not the guy to figure out how it works. But I can see, because if index does 15%, and new issuances, it will boom. New issuances will boom because valuations are very rich. So all the issuers, all the entrepreneurs, they will issue shares. So combination of share issuance, last year market cap grew by 29%, when index went up by 20%. So there is a 9 to 10% new issuance coming. So if I grow at 15% by index, another 10% will come because of issuance, market expansion. So 25% you do in 3 years, you will go from 4.5 trillion to 9 trillion, whereas China is today.
Okay.
So that means 3 साल में double.
3 साल में double.
So index, I mean, it may not be the index, right?
No, market cap.
Yeah, so market cap could double.
Yes.
So Raamdeo ji, if the market cap doubles, which is about 4 trillion to about 8 trillion in 3 years, then we are looking at not one but dozens of multi-baggers, dozens of stocks which could
Not
be 4 or 5x.
Not necessary. You see dozens of companies. See,
Okay.
companies will do well. But what I'm saying is the biggest beneficiary will be the capital market participants.
Okay.
Because you see the volumes, what is happening. It is growing at 100% year on year. And it is accelerating. So because there will be more companies, more participants, more allocation. So it's a Lollapalooza effect.
I have a quiz question. I have a quiz question for Avan and for Aisha. Which is one company which is in broking, capital markets, mutual funds and wealth management?
Motilal Oswal.
Not a lot of
we are having an anchor chat here. We're having an anchor chat.
Just anchor chat,
just
no
to establish, no
recommendations.
recommendation, just to establish that when you say capital market business, what definition are we talking about?
No, what he's trying to say is rise with India. If you're betting on India, if you're betting on prosperity, wealth across the nation.
I would buy
capital
exchange if it is
markets.
listed, you know, but it's not listed. So,
Yet.
so but then because all the action is there,
Yeah.
all the action is there, and nobody can see my company will compete by somebody else. Somebody else can gain market share from me. People can go come, but exchange is exchange.
Exchange dominates. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
All right, now markets are looking quite warmed up and things are looking quite charged up, at least in the defense, railways, or some of the other sectors. Now, Raamdeo, specifically to, let's say, PSUs, this is where the real pot of the gold has been.
Which one?
PSUs.
PSU.
The pot of gold has been. If there is a decent allocation to capital expenditure, will markets consider that as, look, this sector will continue to hum? Because it's a pure play on government expenditure. It is not a, play so much so on anything else. If government is spending, these sectors will grow, these companies will do well.
Sure.
Can I simplify that?
No, it will benefit, but you know, today government was supposed to sell big chunk of the assets. That has not happened in last 1 year. So, do you think it will happen next year? If government has no intention to further sell, दिशा में वो भी निर्देश मिलना चाहिए हम लोग को कि whether they want to sell it or not. So those things. So one is demand side. Of course, the earning side will be positive in those relevant companies. But other side is whether they will sell at all. You know, because that can puncture the entire multiple rise. See, it is not about the earnings. This entire game in last 6 months, 8 months in the market is not about the earnings. It is all about the re-rating. Which sector, which company is getting re-rated steeply, 3x, 4x. I mean, earnings don't grow 3, 4x. Do what you can. But the 5P multiple going to 10. And another thing is that, to be fair with the PSUs, for last 15 years, they have been hammered left, right and center, irrespective of the merits of the companies. That, I mean, it has become a hated stock.
Nobody used to touch them.
Yes, so in just 12 months or 18 months, this change, it has become darling, from hated to darling. And that changed the re-rating from 4P to 15P or 18P. And still it is, I don't think all the stocks are at a top of the line kind of valuation. They are still at below 20 index P. So I think there could be still some scope because the new budget, new government, the selling of the PSUs and all by government, I think it's still away.
There's one line which we used extensively a couple of years ago was quality at any price. Is that trade over?
Why not PSU at any price? So, you know, I mean, market has its own mood. In 2000, I mean, I have seen in 40 years all kinds of things working. I mean, in Harsha Mehta time, it was the junkiest possible stocks, the bluest of blue chip. Then in 2000, it was all the technology, anything to do with the technology.com was crazily up, hundreds of stocks. Then 2008, all kinds of commodity companies led by China. That was the one. Then all the mortgage companies and real estate companies. DLF touched that time 1200 rupees or something like that. And from there, it fell to double digit.
Yeah.
70, 80 bucks. So that's the kind of market. Was 1200 right? Was 70 was right? So, you know, so market has this tendency. So what they are doing today, you can see the trends. And once the trend starts, then the crowd is swelling every day. And the trend getting its own momentum like a twister, you know. It just keeps feeding itself.
Snowball, yeah.
And we are going to get many of them. I mean, it's not that this itself will take us to the end of the bull rally. People get tired somewhere and then they'll pick up another sector, you know, and then that sector will just go out of shape.
But you think that place would be PSUs? If
No,
at
I'm
all
not,
that-
I don't have any knowledge what is, right now, you know, where the twister is, that is clearly visible to you, you know, which sector is in favor. And like power and all utilities, they were completely out of action. Today, power is doing very well, the PSUs are doing very well. So these are all neglected sectors. So where will the energy, new energy, next 100 million guys will go? You don't know.
You know, we were mapping the returns as well from the last budget to this time around, and there's that clear outperformance within the mid and the small cap, something like a 60% plus return for the small cap index, perched at all-time highs. What is your sense as to how investors should really look at opportunities within the broader end of the market?
See, good thing is that in small mid-cap companies, there are not 100 companies or 150 companies. There are thousands of companies. So there will be some companies which are outpriced. So you must definitely churn. You must move away from there. But necessarily not, you don't have to buy small cap and buy large cap. That's not my recommendation. If you are comfortable identifying a smaller companies, some guys they say, sir, don't give me any stock which is more than 1,000 crores market cap. So, so stay in your circle of competence or area of smartness. But if something has gone, you bought at 10p, multiple it has gone to 40p, 50p, book profits or get out and buy something else which is around 15p. And you have enough. That is the beauty. The market is very deep.
Mr. Agrawal, really appreciate your time. So glad you could join us. And that
Thank
SimSim
you.
dobara khole. Let's open the SimSim and then we'll talk about some budget maths which you really need to remember. I'm going to just walk it up and just for the benefit of our viewers, those who've tuned in, khul ja SimSim. I don't know how many times I've said this, but this is what it is. I mean, it's a special day, some special picks from some very special guests. I'll let the wall do all the talking. Raamdeo Agrawal, capital market financials, anything which has got to do with exchanges, DMAT, securities, buy this entire chain, so to speak. Madhu Kela, rarity that you get something specific in terms of a name, but he's got two ideas which he shared with us that where he's fully invested. One is Shilpa Medicare and second is Jubilant Pharmova. That's second. Third, let's look at Ravi Dharmashi, energy and financials. Purinjo, what are the stock ideas he's looking at in terms of where money could be made? Lots of them actually. ONGC, Piramal Pharma. Vijay Kedia, what is he bullish on in terms of names and ideas? That will also just come up. And that's the old picture of Purinjo actually. It's looking very different. And let's look at Vijay Kedia. Just bear with me for a second. Vijay Kedia's and stock ideas will just come up on your screen. Just SimSim is getting slightly stuck. You use the digital locker here. And there you go. OMC, Patel Engineering and Atul Auto.